Glad that Tommy mentioned that about the tag team championship belts. We've had a lot of people ask, well, what's happening to the belts? Well, Tommy's still got them on behalf of himself and Hacksaw Sawyer. Now, he makes the tag with Stan Stasiak, stands back in there, working again on that left arm, that left shoulder of Mean Mike Miller. Look at that. The old arm pump is on. The crowd is helping along with the count. And here comes Armando Guerrero to help us out with the play-by-play, blow-by-blow, whatever, hold-by-hold.
Well, story is here. We got Stan and Pritchard one ahead. Okay, this is the best 2 out of 3 as we know. And as you can see, they're going back to the same arm, to the same shoulder, to the same hold. That's good. That's very good. That's a sign of a good tag team right there. They have their heads together. They must have talked before they went up there. You can see they must have talked all week long. I know because I traveled with them, and that's all they were talking about, this match right here. It's important for them, not only that, because they're trying to establish a good little tag team here, and I think they got very good possibilities of becoming the next powerful tag team here in the Northwest.
Absolutely. You've got your, well, not exactly rookie, but a guy that hasn't been in the business very long, and, of course, the KG veteran, former world heavyweight champion. You know, what a team they make, huh?
Oh, sure. This is a great opportunity for Tom Pritchard. He can learn so much just by this man alone. You know, Stan has been all over the world. He has not only been there, he's wrestled the top men, Johnny Valentine, Lou Thesz, Carl Gotch, big names in wrestling. Sure, he's got to have some knowledge out of that, and Tommy's got the opportunity of his lifetime to pick up some of that and adapt it to his style.
Oh, yeah. Well, in fact, Stan Stasiak was sitting here just a little while ago telling us what he's learned from Tommy. Well, just imagine what Tommy is able to learn from Stan on this thing.
Well, you know, I like what Stan said. I was in the dressing room. We have a TV there, and we saw it. And I hear what Stan said, and I do agree with him. Any wrestler that stops learning after every match does have no business in the wrestling business. You learn one thing. It could be the placement of the hand in a different situation and in a different part of the body, but you always learn something in every match. And I'm glad that Stan hasn't come to that point. He's still learning.
You never stop learning. Oh, look at that. Miller missed, and there he clotheslined Pritchard coming off those ropes. 1, 2. Oh, he got him. He got him.
As you can see that he used the clothesline on that. Miller is known for the clothesline. He did have to sacrifice the pain he feels right now on his left shoulder, but he was very effective on that. And and it worked for him. He got Tommy Pritchard right across the chest, under the chin, probably across the throat with that, and it paid off for him. He got the 1, 2, 3.
Tommy was trying to reach out there and grab that bottom rope with his foot, and he was just too far away from it and took that third count.
You know, here's a good example of what a good wrestler can do. Miller didn't have to use no leverage or no trunks, had to use no ropes, no nothing. That just shows you that he's a good wrestler. It's just his head is the one that's a little mad.
Right. We're all even at 1 fall apiece. We'll be back with the third and final fall after this timeout. And as you saw, the main event was all even this last fall at 1 fall apiece. Stan Stasiak and Tommy Pritchard against Mike Miller and, of course, Rip Oliver. Miller nailed, that was a vicious clothesline that he nailed Tommy Pritchard with as Tommy came off those ropes and just stunned Tommy. Tommy was laying there. He's trying to reach out with his foot to grab that bottom rope, and he was just too far away. Couldn't get to it, and he took the third count lying on his back there. He's coming down through the crowd now with Stan. He looks pretty well rested. Oh, there's a look on Stan's face, that determination. You know he's in there for one man and one man only, and that, of course, Rip Oliver. Rip Oliver is the reason that Stan Stasiak is not up here in the announce booth right now. But he has come out of semi-retirement. And, boy, I tell you, he's come out of it with determination and pride. There's Rip Oliver, Mike Miller. We're back rolling. Sandy Barr in there. Referee Sandy Barr. The crowd is ready. We hope you are, too. Mike Miller in there against Tommy Pritchard, circling each other. Miller, forearm smasher on the back. He's going to pick up where he left off on Tommy. Face first in that turnbuckle. Yeah, that really smart. That turnbuckle is not soft. Friends, that it hurts. Miller coming back with some lefts and rights. Oh, you saw that. The old face right on the knee. Oh, that's smart. So he makes the tag with Rip Oliver. Oliver coming in. They're going to team up on Tommy. There's a jab right in the jaw. Pritchard goes down, face first. Rip Oliver. They have a variation of a camel clutch. They're not letting up on Tommy at all. I'm kind of surprised that Miller and Oliver's left arms are even working. Since this match started, Stan Stasiak and Tommy Pritchard have really been working on the left arms of Mike Miller and Rip Oliver. Now you can see what Oliver's doing is grabbing the face. Tommy Pritchard. Sandy Barr breaks that up. Rip Oliver using those knees to come down on the back of Tommy Pritchard. Oliver will stop at nothing. Now you've seen Oliver's tactics. You know what he can do. He can be a very marvelous wrestler, and then he can be one of the dirtiest wrestlers you've ever seen. A reversal whip now into the ropes. Oliver goes into the ropes and a back body drop. Oh baby, it's crash right on his back by Tommy. Tommy still hurting, trying to crawl over. They make the tag with Stan Stasiak. And Oliver got to him and looked like he gouged him or raked it right across the face. There's a boot right on top of the head. Tommy trying to get his senses, and he just backs up into the turnbuckle. Another right hand delivered by Rip Oliver. Oliver now got to send him up against the ropes. Got him kind of wrapped in there. Oh, and then he just sprang his left arm off of those ropes into the... And Tommy kind of grabbed on the ropes and planted a boot right in the face of Oliver, makes the tag with Stasiak, and here comes Stan the Man. There it is. The old locomotive. Line up. There's the pitch. Right on top of the forehead. Into the ropes. And there's a knee right in the midsection. This could be it. 1, 2. Miller came in and broke that up. This baby would have been over. It would have been all over. Tommy dropped now. Stan Stasiak on Rip Oliver. Here comes Miller in again. And Tommy got there, but a little too late. Now Stan Stasiak is working on Rip Oliver. Mike Miller working on Tommy Pritchard. We got a free-for-all going in the ring right now. Here comes Mr. Ebony. Mr. Ebony's taking on Stan Stasiak, and now that's a disqualification. Ebony just, he's pounding away on Stasiak. Miller and Oliver have got Tommy Pritchard wrapped up in the ropes over here. There's a disqualification here, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot do that. Can't bring a third man in there like that. Tommy Pritchard is really in a bad way. He's wrapped up in the ropes. Somebody just nailed Sandy Barr. And Rip Oliver has just nailed Stan Stasiak. They got to get somebody else in here. He can't. This is ridiculous. Mike Miller tumbling away on Tommy Pritchard. Here comes Jerry Gray again. Jerry Gray coming into the ring. He's going to take on Miller. He's going to take on Oliver. Well, back. Look at that. Stan Stasiak's head is bleeding. And you can see why. Jerry Gray has just unloaded all over Rip Oliver. Miller has come to the aid of Oliver. Look what Oliver's got. He's got a brass knuckle type thing there on his right hand, on his right fist. That's what he was hitting Stasiak with. He's got that lead knuckle or brass knuckle there. It's wrapped up in a bandage. That's what he was using to hit Stasiak in the forehead with. Stasiak bleeding from the forehead. Jerry Gray came in there to the aid of Stasiak and Tommy Pritchard after Mr. Ebony came in to aid the Klan. Oh, this thing has erupted into an absolute brawl. And a true disqualification. Stan Stasiak and Tommy Pritchard have won the main event. That isn't the way they wanted it. They wanted to win it their way, which was to have the 3 count put on Oliver or Miller. Look at Pritchard. Pritchard and Miller going out over the corner. Here comes Oliver. Oliver just hit Stan Stasiak again. And he's still got that knuckle. He's got that lead. Oh, man. He just hit Stasiak again right on the forehead with that thing. Look at him. He's happy about that. Look at the look on his face. Boy, when he can cripple somebody, when he can lay that kind of pain on him, he's He's in paradise right there. He's happy as a lark. You saw what happened. Look at Stasiak. Stasiak is bleeding. He's really hurt over there. Sandy Barr stepping in between now, the Klan and Stasiak and Pritchard and Gray. Oh, man, I'll tell you, this has just been absolutely ridiculous. I hope Stan can make it up here for an interview. Well, I think we're going to have a break here before this interview. Yeah, it looks like Stan's coming up here along with Gray and Pritchard. And we will be back. We'll be back for this special interview. We'll find out how Stan is right after this timeout. Don't go away. Why this kind of thing is allowed to happen in professional sports. Stan, are you all right?
I'm all right, Don, but I'm not all right. And I won't be all right. I won't be all right until I have one more match. One more match with Rip Oliver, and then I want to quit. But I want one more match, but not an ordinary match. Because Rip Oliver is not an ordinary man. Rip Oliver is not a man. Rip Oliver is inhuman. So you have to treat him like an inhuman. And the only way to treat him is treat him the way he treats you. He uses brass knucks. Now that is the Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion. Has to come in there with a pair of brass knucks, have his two stooges hold me, and then go to work with me with brass knucks. I realize I'm going to have to get stitches or something, but it won't be the first time, Oliver. But I'll tell you what, I'm not through yet. You haven't killed me yet, and you're not going to. Because as long as I can lift one finger, as long as I can still breathe, as long as I'm still alive, Oliver, I'm going to be on your tail. And I am going to go through great lengths to get you back in the ring one more time. But it's not going to be an ordinary match. It's going to be a different type of match. It's going to be a match that's either going to put the final touches to me or the final touches to you. And I think the odds will be with me because it is my type of match. Everybody knows that throughout my wrestling career, I was very well known how to use my dukes. All right, Oliver, I'm going to go through great lengths. I'm going to ask for a coal miner's glove match with you. A coal miner's glove match to put an end to all this. I don't want no more to do with you. None whatsoever, except one more time. And I'm going to go to promoter Don Owens. Right now, I don't know as to when the date or what, but I will arrange a coal miner's glove match where there are permanently installed brass knucks in, and then we're going to go to work and find out who the better man is. And I'll guarantee you, Oliver, it might be my last match, but it might very well be yours too.
All right. Brass knucks.
Let me say something, Don. You know, I've seen a lot of things in professional wrestling, but nobody ties me up in the rope, Mike Miller, and slaps me around like that. My mother didn't even slap me when I was a kid, and you're sure not going to get away with it, Mike. You just sealed your fate, brother. Anytime you want to step in it with me, Mike Miller, I'm going to get you, brother, because you're not going to slap me in front of thousands of people and get away with it, and you can bet your life on that.
All right.
Woo. You could call it the new clan. It's not the new clan, it's the same clan, but one more addition to it, and that is Kendo Nagasaki, who you just saw in the ring. And now standing to my left is Rip Oliver, and Oliver, I just want to make one thing clear. I'm here to interview you, not to fight you. And you keep your hands off of me, I'll keep my hands off of you, and say what you have to say.
Furthermore, Stacey, I guess goes the same way here. Our feud has never ended, and as far as I'm concerned, it never will. But there's more important things in my life right now than you. So I'll get on to what I got to say. I have went to my attorneys. My attorney has went to the National Wrestling Alliance, the president of it, Bob Geigel. My attorneys has said the only way that Billy Jack will get a match with Ric Flair in Portland, Oregon, is if he wears this belt, the Northwest Heavyweight Championship belt that I've held. the past 3 years, every time I've been cheated out of a match for the World's Championship. Any man that holds this belt is number one contender for the World's Heavyweight Champion whenever the World's Champion comes to the Northwest or Florida, anywhere he goes.
So does that mean that Bob Geigel has decided that you wrestle the champion?
It wasn't altogether Bob Geigel. He didn't have no choice. Billy Jack canceled all of his obligations in Florida to come here for one thing, to get this here for me, where he'll have a chance to win the world title right here in Portland, Oregon. Well, Billy Jack, let me tell you, you've got to go through me. You don't forget, I was the one that run you out of the Northwest. You slip back in here every now and again, but you never go against me because you know who put all them knots on your head. You know who beat you down, cage matches, street fight, you name them. Brother, this is a big one. 9 years professional wrestling, I've been in the ring. The main goal is the number one belt, the National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion. If anybody deserves a title shot, it should be Rip Oliver. Not Billy Jack, not Hack Sawyer, not Buddy Rose, not Matt Bourne, not Tommy Pritchard. The man that's carrying the belt right here. Everywhere I look, every magazine, Billy Jack. I've seen so much of him while he was here, I got fed up with him and I run him out. Now every time I look at something, there's a picture of Billy Jack hanging on a wall. Every store you go in, there's a picture of him in the magazine. Well, I'm sick of seeing you, Billy Jack. You want a world champion match with Ric Flair, you go through me first, brother. And you know good and well that's no easy job. I put a lot of knots on your head and you put a lot on mine, brother. But you just remember, the only way I'll do anything I can to keep you from getting that title match with Ric Flair. Number one, I've already started. You've got to go through me. I've got this belt. Ever who's the Northwest Heavyweight Champion meets Ric Flair here in Portland, Oregon.
So in other words, what you're saying, that you will have a match with Billy Jack to decide who will meet the world champion. Will it be you or Billy Jack? Is that what the final conclusion is?
If the man's got enough guts to cancel all of his obligations in Florida to come here to meet me.
He already has.
That's what I'm getting to, Stasiak. Shut your mouth and let me finish talking. If he's done all of that, he's lost what little bit he did have up there to come back here and face me. I'm going to ask every one of the members of my clan. This boils it down, boy. I mean, this is it. This is the top. I'm going to ask every one of the members of my clan, stay out of my business. This is between me and Billy Jack, and may the best man go against the world's heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. And there will not be any interference. This is something I've got to prove to myself, and this is the only chance I've ever had at Ric Flair. He's been my tag team partners before. I've got good tag team partners right here, the best. Anywhere in the world, Stasiak, and you know that as well as everyone here knows it. All you people in TV land, you've heard it. Billy Jack's lost what little bit he had. He's coming out to face me. And Billy Jack, when you get here, boy, you be prepared, brother, because I ain't been laying around. You see, I've had my attorneys doing their job. My clan's been controlling the Northwest here since you've been gone and a long time before you ever come here. So now it's down to the point.
Well, are you aware that Billy Jack will be here next Saturday night, Rip Oliver? How about that?
Stasiak, like I said, this is not between me and you. You listen to what I got to say. You people in TV land, sit there and listen to what I'm telling you. Don't pay no attention to him. This is something that's altogether different with anything I've ever done. This is my goal in professional wrestling, is to be the world's heavyweight champion. And if I can't beat Billy Jack, then Billy Jack deserves a shot at Ric Flair. But I beat him before, and I run him out, and I'll do it again because, listen to me, Stasiak, I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care what all of you people's opinion is. I'll go to any limits to keep Billy Jack from getting that world title.
Oh, I believe that. And everybody believes that because you are capable of anything. Anyway, this is all the time we have. You made your point clear. You want Billy Jack to wrestle you and the winner to meet the world's heavyweight champion, Ric Flair.
I've also told you, I asked my clan to leave this between me and Billy Jack. I'll face the man head on. I faced you head on, and I faced a lot of other people head on. It does not matter. Billy Jack, you coming for this, brother. You better not be jet-lagged when you get here, brother.
Could it be that you might want to wrestle him next Saturday night?
I'm not worried about next Saturday night or tomorrow night, Stasiak. I'm telling you, I've got the belt. If he wants it, he's got to beat me to get it.
Well, I'll guarantee you when he gets here, he might just do that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Clan. Back to Don.
Hey, it's Jerry Gray and Tommy Pritchard.
In schedule and a very pleasant surprise. The new Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Champions, Tommy Pritchard and newcomer Jerry Gray, are going to meet none other than Mean Mike Miller and Mr. Ebony, the Black Terror. And what a match that will be. That was our main event here tonight. Kind of a surprise.
Yes, this was not going to be shown on television, but the last-minute change here, I think at the suggestion of Tom Peterson, got this one put on television. So,
good old Tom.
Yeah, he came through.
Isn't he a great guy?
You bet.
Tom Peterson.
Good crowd here tonight, in spite of the fact that we've got a lot of other sporting interests going on.
That's right. The playoffs in baseball and whatnot, but our faithful wrestling fans are always here.
You bet they are.
Here's Don Owen.
Billy Jack called and said that he was flying into Portland next Saturday night, and that he was coming up here for only reason he's coming up here is because he's ranked number 6, I think it is, in the nation for the contenders for the World's Heavyweight Championship, and that is the reason he wants to come. He wants to bring his folks and win the World's Championship right here in Portland. Now, Rip Oliver has refused to let him have the bout because he's the Northwest champion, and says that the Northwest champion always gets to meet the world champion, and that Billy Jack, under no circumstances, is going to get that world championship match away from him. And we'll have to have a decision on that a little later in the evening. The next event will be the best 2 out of 3 falls to a TV time limit for the Northwest Team Championship. Introducing in this corner the challengers, the Black Terror and Mean Mike Miller. The defending title holders in this corner, Jerry Gray and Tom Pritchard.
National Wrestling Alliance referee Sandy Barr will be officiating this title. This is for the title. This is for the Northwest Tag Team Championship belts, currently held by Jerry Gray and Tommy Pritchard.
That's correct, and boy, I'll tell you that nobody wants those belts better than Jerry Gray and Tommy Pritchard after just getting them. And I'll tell you what, just as hungry as they are is Mean Mike Miller and Mr. Ebony. And of course, a very eager Rip the Crippler Oliver. He says, I want them all. I want everything. He says, I am the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion, and I will remain the Pacific Northwest Champion, and I will force Ric Flair to wrestle me for the World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. That's exactly what Rip Oliver said. However, there's an obstacle in the way. Billy Jack wants a crack at the title. Billy Jack claims he is number 6 in the world. Rip Oliver is not. He's not even in the top 10, but he is the Pacific Northwest Champion. So there's a big controversy there. There's a lot to think about. The attorneys are working on it, and like Don Owen said to us a while ago, a decision will be made before this evening is over as to what will happen.
You know, what could shape up here, Stan, what could happen is that Billy Jack, who's going to be in town next week, Billy Jack and Rip Oliver could be fighting here next Saturday
Boy,
night.
I'll tell you what a match that would be. I'd love, oh man, oh man.
You have to build an extension to the building.
Yes.
But if that is what's going to happen, we'll have the news on that a little bit later.
Well, I suspect, you know, that seems to be kind of the only solution, Don, from my point of view, for what it's worth. I would think that, you know, since there is such a controversy, and let's face it, nobody deserves a title more than Billy Jack. And as much as I don't care for Rip the Crippler Oliver, I have to give the devil his dues. The man does deserve a title shot also. He has made a name for himself. He's held on to the title. We love him or hate him, no matter what he's done, what he said, how many people he's crippled, he is a top contender. He is a top-notch wrestler, and he does deserve a title shot. In the meantime, we have a Pacific Northwest Tag Team Heavyweight Championship match in the ring. 2 out of 3 falls to a TV time limit. In the ring, Tommy Pritchard against Mr. Ebony. Double go behind, takeover by Mr. Ebony. Head scissors by Tommy Pritchard. A fine piece of wrestling by both wrestlers, both fine athletes. Mr. Ebony just having displayed his wrestling ability. I've always said the Clan, every member, including Mike Miller, including Mr. Ebony, Rip the Crippler Oliver, and now Kendo Nagasaki, all fine athletes, fine wrestlers. Why do they resort to the tactics that they do? Nobody will probably ever know. However, they are great athletes, and you can't take that away from them.
We talked about the martial arts ability of Kendo Nagasaki. Well, here we've got a martial arts expert in the ring right now.
And what a match that might be someday. Tommy Pritchard against Kendo Nagasaki. Boy, I'll tell you, you might see everything in there. But right now, the most important thing is here, the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Wrestling Championship. That means a lot to both these teams, especially the Clan. The Clan wants it all. Rip the Crippler Oliver, with his great ego, wants all the marbles. He wants a title shot. He wants Billy Jack. He wants the Tag Team Championship. He wants everything. And I'll tell you, with the Clan he's got now, with the addition of Nagasaki, he might just get everything.
Look at that.
And Mike Miller now really getting very aggressive on Tommy Pritchard, raking the eyes, using every tactic he can to soften up Tommy Pritchard, the fiery young competitor from Houston, Texas. And now the crowd getting behind Tommy Pritchard, providing that fan power. He needs it now. They sense it. Tommy Pritchard in the wrong corner. Mr. Ebony, the legal man, in. A hard shot to the chest. Here comes Jerry Gray to his aid, being pushed out of the ring by Sandy Barr. Tommy Pritchard fighting back. Staggers Ebony, but Ebony takes over once again in a front face lock.
Ebony's got those very powerful left jabs. When they hit you in the stomach or in the face, they really take their toll. They haven't. There's a mule kick by Tommy Pritchard. And here comes Ebony back again.
Flying mare. And Ebony with a reverse headlock decides to keep Tommy Pritchard down and hold him there. Tommy Pritchard's another one. When you're wrestling him, you got to keep him down, because when he's moving around the ring, you don't know what he could do. With all that martial arts expertise that he has, you have to really keep close and stay close, keep him down. Great competitor, Tommy Pritchard.
You bet. He was telling Sandy Barr, look, he pulled my hair, and which he did, of course, and those are the things that, unless the referee sees it, can't really do a whole lot about it. Oh, a couple of forearm smashes there. Tommy Pritchard coming back. Mr. Ebony's got part of that sash hanging out over his head.
I was just thinking about the same thing, Don.
Now,
here's the legal tag to Jerry Gray, the fiery young man from Orlando, Florida. Jerry Gray. What a break for Jerry Gray. Came in here, teamed up with Buddy Rose. Had a very, very bad attitude when he came in. All of a sudden, he had a change of heart. Came to my aid, came to Tommy Pritchard's aid. Had a complete change altogether, and now here he is, the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champion, along with his partner, Tommy Pritchard. What an arm drag by Jerry Gray.
That's pretty good power.
Mr. Ebony to the mat.
Pretty good power move by Ebony. Gray came back with a good arm drag of his own. A lot of people have been asking Stan what about Hacksaw, how he's doing, and he's back in Florida now, recuperating. He went back.
I understand he's recuperating very well.
And he suffered a head injury here, and it's going to take about 3 or 4 months.
Uh-oh, Jerry Gray in the wrong corner now. This spells danger. Boy, I'll tell you, that's one place you never want to be, is in the Clan's corner. And how well I found that out a few times in the past few weeks.
Mike Miller seems to be especially mean tonight. He's been getting more mean every week. But
notice Mike Miller. He has lost a considerable amount of weight. He's all muscle. The man, I understand, works out very hard. He's in great physical condition. I've had occasion to wrestle him in the past few weeks that I've made a comeback. And I'll tell you what, this man just does not get tired. Jerry Gray now fighting back. Mike Miller fighting back.
Oh, yeah,
see what I mean?
Ribs, yeah.
He's in great condition.
Oh, face.
Jerry Gray, face, that's right. And now we see a legal tag. Mr. Ebony coming in. Not before he does a little extracurricular damage.
Slingshot
on Jerry
off the
Gray.
top rope.
Now a stomp to the head. When the Clan goes to work on you, you know it. You feel every kick, every punch. They're right on top of you. They don't even give you time to breathe. What a team they are. Very, very effective. Into the ropes. Elbow sends Jerry Gray flying. Mr. Ebony going for the pin. We could have a first fall. Jerry Gray kicks out. What a match we're seeing here tonight. Mean Mike Miller in the corner from Ranger, Louisiana.
Tommy Pritchard shouting encouragement to Jerry Gray.
Oh, and how that helps.
So's the crowd.
Yes, it really, really helps. Mr. Ebony, of course, from parts unknown. Jerry Gray from Orlando, Florida. Tommy Pritchard from Houston, Texas.
Oh, he's backed him up now into the corner. Here comes Miller. They're going to team up on Jerry. Oh, it's a
Miller
rake
raking
across the face.
across the eyes. Miller very aggressive tonight, Don, like you mentioned.
He really
a little
is.
extra aggressive. Maybe he's in even better shape.
Oh, that took a
Gets
little
staggered a
aggressive.
couple times. Jerry Gray fighting back. Look at Miller right back. I'll tell you, he's a mountain of strength tonight, Mike Miller is. Really giving it to Jerry Gray. Into the rope. Going for the back body drop. Almost hit the ceiling, and Jerry Gray really, really favoring that back. And now Mike Miller going for the pin. 2. And Gray kicks out. Miller staying on top of him, preventing him from getting to his corner and making the tag. Tommy Pritchard leading the cheerleading. And now the fans want Jerry. We want Jerry. They're trying to get him to get away and tag Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard would like nothing better than to get in the ring right now.
I'm trying to provide that fan power. And Gray's trying to power himself out of that hold of Miller's, and looks like he's doing it. There, he did it. Yeah. He
Fine
powered
effort
himself
by
out.
Jerry Gray, but Mike Miller right now, right back to it. See what I mean? The
Yeah.
great ability of these wrestlers, Don.
Oh.
I'm talking about the Clan. You know, Mike Miller, a perfect reverse. They make great moves. That's why they're so hard to beat. That's why they're so effective. They're brutal. They use illegal tactics, get away with them, and on top of that, they wrestle you. They know how to wrestle.
Yeah, they don't stop at anything. They're out to hurt, inflict pain.
That's right.
Sometimes they don't even care if they win the match. If they just leave their opponent.
There are
you know.
occasions when that has happened. Yes, that's true. But this match in particular means a lot more to them. This is the Pacific Northwest Championship at stake. A lot of prestige at stake. Mike Miller, the legal man in. Jerry Gray, unaware of it. Gets hit from behind. Elbow to the back of the head. Mike Miller, extremely effective here tonight.
He really is.
Driving
Look at
those
that.
hard rights to the head, and Jerry Gray is in a lot of trouble. He needs to get to his corner.
Oh,
He
got him
needs
by
to
the
get
ear.
to Tommy Pritchard. Jerry Gray desperately trying to reach Tommy Pritchard. But Mike Miller, extremely vicious and aggressive tonight, drives a hard right to the chest.
That's
Sandy
another
Barr
hard
watching very
forearm smash.
closely. Flying mare by Mike Miller. It's been all Mike Miller this evening so far.
Tommy Pritchard still trying to do whatever he can to shout encouragement to his partner. But boy, I tell you, Jerry has really taken a vicious beating out there at the hands of both Mike Miller and Mr. Ebony. Yeah, he's pretty much the mercy of Mike Miller right now. He's trying to power out of that again.
Mr. Ebony now extending his hand, asking for the tag. Must have something in mind. Mike Miller drives a knee to the midsection. Holds Jerry Gray there. Another kick. They're really giving it to Jerry Gray. Jerry Gray taking a lot of abuse and punishment. He needs to get to his corner. He needs to start fighting back if he can.
Well, he's in pretty bad shape right now. Look at Miller. Look at Ebony now, using the ropes for
Sandy
leverage.
Barr now using some physical force. And look at Tommy Pritchard's got Mr. Ebony in the corner. In the meantime, Mike Miller goes to work
Oh, yeah.
on Jerry Gray on the floor.
Jerry fell out of the onto the
And here's
concrete.
Tommy Pritchard confronting Mike Miller. We could see some extracurricular activity outside of the ring here.
Boy, Pritchard
And
was out of
Pritchard
there.
wants to make it back to this corner. Got a little carried away. Legal tag now. Mike Miller in, drives a hard boot to the midsection. Jerry Gray fighting back. Another.
Oh, he's
Here he
coming back
comes.
now.
The
Left and
fans
right.
come alive. Jerry Gray comes
Oh,
alive.
baby.
Really giving it to Mike Miller now. Flying there.
Here comes Ebony.
to
Now they
stop
gotta
him.
get
Here comes
Ebony.
Tommy Pritchard.
Look at
We are
Pritchard.
seeing a wild one here tonight for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Championship.
In the meantime, Mike Miller once again just powering all over Jerry Gray.
Just as Jerry Gray was about to make the tag, I mean, he really made a comeback on Mike Miller, but Mr. Ebony, the Black Terror, intervened and spoiled it all, and now Mike Miller in control once again over young Jerry Gray.
Gray had to be fighting on instinct there, Stan. He's got to be hurting.
Oh, gosh, he took a tremendous pounding, probably saved all of his energy for that one great effort to try to get to his corner. He's a fine competitor. Don't be surprised if he doesn't come out with another outburst.
Oh, he's getting backed into that corner
The problem
again.
is, though, he's too close to the Klan's corner. Of course, you're not aware of this when you're in the ring, Don. When you're in the ring, it's easy for people to say, well, why doesn't he go to the other corner? Half the time, you don't know where you're at.
Like right
Especially
now,
when you've been taking a pounding. Kicks to the head, stomps to the head, punches here and there. Like I said, half the time, you don't even know where you're at. A lot of it is instinct. Jerry Gray now, see, there's instinct right there.
he made
There's
the
a
tag.
tag. And Tommy Pritchard in the ring now, going after Mr. Ebony. Oh, and a beautiful martial arts move. Another one. Tommy Pritchard.
He's nailing both of them. Taking them all.
Really going to work.
Into the rope.
Drop kick. Down goes Mr. Ebony. And now Tommy Pritchard, the tag to Jerry Gray. Into the rope.
Yeah, they're gonna
Leapfrog.
And Gray's got him.
Oh, Luthez move.
One,
The
two.
Luthez flying tackle. And there's the first fall. Jerry Gray and Tommy Pritchard in a beautiful move. A leapfrog by Tommy Pritchard and a Luthez flying tackle by Jerry Gray. A fine move, and the champions have just won the first fall of our main event.
We'll be back.
And we'll be back.
With the second fall right after these words. Don't go away. Jerry Gray. And boy, what tremendous fashion, huh?
Well, hey, Don, did you hear? In the meantime, during the last commercial, we just got to talk to somebody here that's from Cordova, Alaska, Don.
Yeah.
And they informed us that they watch us. They watch Portland Wrestling up in Cordova, Alaska, which is the Gulf of Alaska.
Yeah, isn't that
We're in
something?
for. So great. Well, for all you folks out there in Alaska that are watching us, hi.
Yeah, they said that they get it 2 weeks late, but hey, better late than never.
Hey,
right?
great. Hi there, all you folks. That's great news.
Well, Cordova, Alaska will be watching this in a couple of weeks from now. And I'm sure it's going to be as exciting then, Stan, as it is right now.
Oh, yes. Never fails. Anyway, we're underway in our second fall. The first fall belongs to the champions, Tommy Pritchard and Jerry Gray. Of course, it's a 2 out of 3 falls to TV time limit. And now, the uphill battle for the Klan, which I've always stressed the importance of that first fall. The champions are sitting pretty right now, but you never sit pretty until the match is over, Don.
You can't let your guard down.
Never, never.
You can't feel too...
Never.
You can't get overconfident.
Not only in wrestling, but in any competition there is. You always have to have your guard up.
Jerry Gray and the Black Terror, Mr. Ebony, going off full. Well, there's all kinds of holes there. And a hip toss. And Ebony goes for the pin, gets a 2 count.
Good arm drag by Jerry Gray. And Jerry Gray continues his fine scientific wrestling.
Into a kneeling arm bar on Mr. Ebony. Under the watchful eye, you can see referee Sandy Barr.
And now twists that arm and tags Tommy Pritchard, the legal man, in. Here comes Tommy. And now the fireman's carry. A good move by Tommy Pritchard keeps Mr. Ebony to the mat and under control, and that's exactly where Tommy wants to have him.
Well, what's going to happen next Saturday night? Is it going to be Billy Jack and Rip Oliver going at it to see who meets Ric Flair? We'll have, I'm sure, information on that before we leave the air tonight. As you know, as they say, excitement is certainly in the air.
And Tommy Pritchard now in control over Mr. Ebony. Working that left arm over, creating that weak spot. The name of the game. Create a weak spot, work on it, and work on it, and work on it.
Then we keep talking about all these towns that we're going to be in with Portland Wrestling. And a lot of these towns are doing this. They are They have arranged to book professional wrestling into their area to raise money for a charitable cause. And if you'd like to do the same, if you have a club, a school, a church, a group, organization that you'd like to raise money for, here's a good way to do it. Barry Owen at area code 503-484-0840. Barry will tell you exactly how you can go about booking professional wrestling into your area to raise money for a charitable cause. It's a great way to do it, and it gets the job done.
In the meantime, Tommy Pritchard continues his control and supremacy, at least temporarily, over the Black Terror, Mr. Ebony. Mr. Ebony unable to reach his corner. Mike Miller motioning, doing a lot of motioning in the corner, trying to guide Mr. Ebony for the tag. Ebony has been taking quite a bit of abuse on that left arm. And you know, Don, a lot of times in wrestling, when you stay on one hold long enough, it can turn out into a submission. I've seen it happen so many, many times. No matter what shape you're in, how strong you are, how great you are, or how big your arms are, if something is worked on long enough, it'll hurt. Tommy Pritchard misses an elbow in the turnbuckle in that corner. Now Ebony, that's exactly the break he's been waiting for.
Yep.
This Ebony, he is a shrewd one. He'll sit there, he'll take his punishment, he'll pay the price, and one little opening, like a cat, he's right on top of you. And right there proves, why the Clan is so good. They're very calculating.
Well, they do work together. They do work together very well.
And they pay the price for it. I mean, they'll put themselves in position to take punishment and look for that opening that they want, that they're waiting for. And sometimes after a lot of pain and patience, they will find that opening and they take over all over again. And that's exactly what's happened in the ring right now.
Some of the fans along ringside are saying that, yelling that Mike Miller was choking Tommy Pritchard, but of course Sandy Barr could see. Oh, Pritchard came out of that pretty good.
But his tag was there. See how shrewdly the Clan works, Don? They're smart ones. I'm not trying to give them all the credit, but I got to give them credit. They are good. They are great.
Pritchard trying to fight back, but it's 2 against 1 in there right now. You can see that. And finally, Sandy Barr says, "Hey, get off of him."
Sandy Barr with his hands full tonight. As always, of course. It's one job I don't envy as a referee, especially in tag team matches that involve the Clan.
Now, Ebony working on Tommy Pritchard. Oh, and he's got that left arm bent right back.
Right back and applying a lot of pressure, Don.
And that'll make it double jointed if you are or not. Wow. Oh, that's got to be painful, Tommy. There's not a whole lot he can do about it right now. The Clan knows they need this fall. They've got to get this fall because they're one fall down. And they may fall down, too. There goes the tag made to Miller.
Now Mike Miller, the legal man in, drives a kick right to the midsection and goes after Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard kicks out.
Oh, great move by Tommy.
But Miller right back. I can't believe the conditioning that this Mike Miller's in. And look how aggressive. Comes right back like nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
boy, I'll tell you, this Miller's getting better and better and better. Seems that since the Nagasaki has come in, seems like Miller has become even more vicious. Takes a hard shot to the head by Pritchard. Pritchard, of course, a fighter, a competitor. Very fiery young man from Houston, Texas.
Miller
taking
came back
quite a beating now, but he never quits. Never quits. Always tries. Tommy Pritchard, you have to give him a lot of credit. A lot of heart, a lot of guts.
Miller has really gone past aggressiveness right into vicious. And he's really, look at that.
Effective, very effective. Big man, Mike Miller, powerful from Ranger, Louisiana. Don't make him any meaner.
He's got Tommy in a pretty bad way down there. It's going to be tough for Tommy to get out of that one. He's got his arm bent back into a hammerlock, bring those knees down. Now he's going to just twist and grind on that left arm. And bring the knees down, makes a tag with Ebony.
Here comes Mr. Ebony now and continues the onslaught, continues to punish that left arm. Knows where to hurt his man, knows what's hurting his man. They've created that ever so important weak spot, and that is Tommy Pritchard's left arm, and they don't let go. They're right on there. They're hoping for a submission, or at least to soften them up enough to do something else to them and gain a fall that they need so bad. They are trailing a fall. The only fall of the match belongs to the champions, Jerry Gray and Tommy Pritchard, who you see on the mat now in a lot of pain.
Look at Ebony. He's trying to break that left arm off of there, I think. Oh, he is really grinding down on that. Jerry Gray is pretty helpless over there in that corner, trying to shout encouragement to his partner now, Tommy Pritchard, who just
beautiful reversed that
headlock.
Mr. Ebony too close to his corner. How calculating they are. How well they work together as a team. Love them or hate them. They are great. Miller just took a hard shot and then came right back. Miller fighting back. Pritchard, a hard kick to the midsection. And now Miller's hurt. Oh, yeah. And Miller's down. Here comes Ebony, though. Pritchard fighting back. Here comes Jerry Gray. All four wrestlers in the ring at the same time. We have a free-for-all in the ring right now. Mike Miller and Tommy Pritchard. Mr. Ebony and Jerry Gray. Jerry Gray being sent to his corner. And now doubling up going on. Here comes Tommy Pritchard. Oh, a double clothesline.
That could be
a very illegal move. No way that Sandy Barr could see. I think this match will be tied up. Jerry Gray in a last-minute effort to try to save it, but it's too late. Sandy Barr did not see it. This match is all tied up at one fall apiece, and we'll be back for our third and final fall.
Stan, I've got some pictures here of Billy Jack, and we're talking about Billy Jack coming into town next week, getting into the ring. We await the challenger, Mr. Ebony and Mike Miller.
What a main event it's been. It's been up and down. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen some fine wrestling. We've some great moves. And a little bit of brutality, just like I said, a little bit of everything. And what a main event.
And a whole lot of excitement.
And, everything at stake right now in this third and final fall. And remember, folks, this is for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. And now, the Clan wastes no time. 4 minutes remaining in this match. They're going to have to hurry up if they want to take the title here tonight.
Ebony and Pritchard. There's a hip toss by Ebony, going for a pin, and Pritchard kicks out in good fashion.
And now, Mr. Ebony. Here comes Miller with an elbow.
And you can hear that up here. Hear that smash. Miller setting up Pritchard again into the
ropes. Off the ropes comes Pritchard.
Oh, he caught him with a knee
to the midsection. Pritchard in trouble now. Mike Miller, extremely aggressive. Doesn't seem to have lost any steam at all.
No, he hasn't. He lost his
body
temper.
slam coming up by Mr. Ebony. Going for the pin. 1, 2, and Pritchard kicks out. The fine competitor that he is.
I would say the
double chop by Mr. Ebony.
Champions are in trouble, Stan.
That's right. And now, Tommy Pritchard, once again, in the wrong corner. That's a place where you don't want to be at any time.
Ebony's just choking him. He's just choking him over there.
And that takes its toll on you. Even after you get released, it still winds you down. You still have a hard time. You gasp for air. And now, look, Mike Miller. Mike Miller smothering.
Oh, come on.
Tommy Pritchard in the corner. And Ebony taking over. And now Ebony, ever so adept at using that sash. Sandy Barr cannot, no way you can see it. Here comes Jerry Gray trying to help. And now Jerry is going to get chased back. He's in the wrong corner. All 4 wrestlers in the ring now. Sandy Barr really doesn't have any control at this time. But he knows he has to get Jerry Gray back. And now they're doubling up on Tommy Pritchard.
Oh, Pritchard's going to get them.
Rolls up Mr. Ebony. What a move by Tommy Pritchard.
He's got him.
Yes! Tommy Pritchard and Jerry Gray have retained the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt by defeating Mr. Ebony and Big Mike Miller. And now Miller and Sandy Barr going at it.
Here comes Pritchard and Gray. They're going to come to Sandy's.
A lot of anger in the ring right now. The Clan irate.
Boy, Miller
but the champions did a fine job of teamwork. And in a surprise move, Tommy Pritchard toppled Mr. Ebony and the champions retain the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. And what a match this has been, ladies and gentlemen. And what an evening of professional wrestling we have seen.
Okay, Stan, I think we're going to have an interview here now, so you can go. I don't think we have to say a word. The crowd is saying it for us. Billy Jack is approaching the ring. The World Championship is about to unfold right here in Portland, Oregon.
Yes, and listen to this crowd. It brings goosebumps. Listen to the reception that Billy Jack is receiving. And so deservedly so. He gets his big opportunity that he's waited for so long.
Gentlemen, the last bout of the evening will be a title team match for the Northwest Championship between Tom Pritchard and Jerry Gray against Nagasaki and Mean Mike Miller. So there'll be a hot one on the last bout of the evening.
And now making his way through this huge crowd is none other than the world's heavyweight wrestling champion himself, none other than Ric Flair.
Tom Peterson, who sponsored the matches for years. This bout will now go on at this time. It was all due to Tom Peterson. And don't forget that, your key sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, now please clear the aisles. Clear the aisles. There's seats over there. Get to your seats. The next event will be for the World's Heavyweight Championship. This will be one fall to a TV time limit.
Oh,
that is one reason it is going on at this time, so there'll be plenty of time. Introducing in this corner the defending title holder of the World's Heavyweight Championship, 240 pounds, from North Carolina, Ric Flair. The challenger here this evening, who flew up from Florida, just hoping to get this opportunity, introducing at 249 pounds from the city of Portland, Billy Jack.
Oh, yeah. Billy Jack from Portland, Oregon. And talk about excitement in the air. Listen to these fans.
There's Billy with the Pacific Northwest Championship belt that he won last
I
year.
repeat, this will be one fall to a TV time limit. One fall decides. And please keep the aisles clear, as the firemen do not want people in the aisles. So keep the firemen, the aisles clear.
Now that's something. Oh, here's Billy.
Right here, please. Have your attention for about 10 seconds. My dad's been in a nursing home for over a year. It's the first time he's been out of the nursing home for 1 year. Could you please welcome Billy Jack Sr. up there for me, please? I love you, Dad. Good for you, baby.
Isn't that great? People are on their feet. People are standing. Billy Jack's up here. Billy Jack Sr.'s up here in the crow's nest right behind us. We can't get a camera on him.
I love you, Dad. This is for you, baby, and the fans of Portland.
Billy Jack dedicating this match tonight to his dad.
A very, very touching statement by the great Billy Jack, his father here in the crow's nest. Boy, I'll tell you, Don, wouldn't it be an honor for us, you and I, to be able to say that we broadcast a world championship match with a title change hands?
Oh, this...
You know, there's not too many people in the world that have had that opportunity.
Oh, you're right.
And that honor and privilege.
You're right. Yeah, this is an honor for everybody here, Stan.
That's
everybody.
Right. That's right.
This is a very emotional time right now.
Yes, it is. A highly emotional time. You can feel the tension in the air. We're underway. This is for the NWA World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, against Portland's own Billy Jack. The crowd, they haven't made contact yet, and the crowd already wild and frantic.
One thing that they did change, this is not 2 out of 3. This is one fall to a finish.
One fall to a TV time limit.
So we may be here, ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of the night.
So we don't have to worry about that ever so important first fall or second fall or whatnot.
The first fall is it.
You bet. And I honestly feel, Don, without being partial, that Billy Jack might have the advantage. He has the hometown advantage. He has the crowd behind him. He has that adrenaline flowing. Ric Flair doing some strutting, and Billy Jack saying, come on, never mind the strutting and wasting time. Let's get this thing on with and over with, right here and now.
They're locking
First contact made right now. Side headlock takeover by Ric Flair. Head scissors by Billy Jack.
Oh, and Flair's not moving out of that one. He tried to kick out of that. Billy Jack clamping down on those head scissors. Those vice-like legs. Look at that. Look at the muscles in those legs. Well,
and Billy Jack in better shape than he ever has been in his entire wrestling career and probably in his entire life. The most meaningful match of his pro wrestling career is taking place right now on your screen, right in front of your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and you could see history in the making right here tonight.
Billy Jack's father is sightless, and my daughter Marlena is back there describing the action to him, and he's enjoying every second of this.
And here it comes, the chant, "Go, Billy, go." Like I said, he has everything going for him. He's at home. He's fighting for the World Championship. He's never been as ready in his life. Let's not forget, we have not mentioned Ric Flair yet as much. It's all been Billy Jack, but let me tell you, what a world champion Ric Flair has been.
Did you just see how he just kind of smoothed his way right out of there?
That's right. Ric Flair is a tough customer. He would not be world champion if he wasn't. And Billy Jack, right back on his feet. Have you ever seen Billy so alert?
No, I
haven't. Look at that. Every muscle in his body twitching.
This is amazing. Oh, my word. You talk about excitement in the air. You can cut it tonight. This is this place is just packed with people and tension and excitement and emotion. Emotion is just running through this place.
Don, can I speak a little bit from experience?
And you certainly can.
I sense that Ric Flair could be slightly worried tonight.
Well,
now there's that tight headlock.
Yeah.
Now that is not an ordinary headlock. That is a Billy Jack headlock, and that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, BJ special, man. That'll take your head and put it in the fourth row real fast.
You bet. And
Look
Ric
at Flair
now.
power out of that.
Oh, yes, Ric Flair.
You don't see that very often.
No, a fine athlete, Ric Flair, getting the advantage. But Billy Jack
Billy Jack
coming right back. Billy Jack putting the power on. And the power is on and right back into that headlock. And the crowd loves it.
Boy, I tell you, Flair's got some smooth moves in there. I don't know how he got out of that. He's a magician.
Well, it's like we said, he is the heavyweight champion of the world, Don. This man has traveled all over the world. You name the country, he's been there. He's defended this title against all top contenders many times, time in and time out.
Well, you've got to remember, too, that every match that he's in is a title-defending match.
You bet.
You know,
and it's against the best opponent there is in the area.
Yeah, he hasn't got time to relax.
And sometimes 4 or 5 times a week, Don. And I'll tell you what, you have to have a lot of admiration for him.
Billy Jack working on that side headlock again. That vice-like grip.
Billy Jack wants that title very, very bad. And, of course, let's face it, Ric Flair wants it, too. A lot of money involved, a lot of prestige involved.
If Billy
being
Jack...
a world champion, Don, I'm sorry if we're interrupting, but being a world champion puts you in the annals of history. and that is something else, too.
Well, you're a man that can speak from experience on that stand. Only you in this entire arena here knows what it feels like to be world champion outside of Ric Flair, of course.
Well, I don't really want to brag about myself, but I know what the feeling is. I know how Flair feels. I know how Billy Jack feels because I've been on both sides of the fence.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, there's a lot at stake, and my heart, I have to say, goes with Billy Jack. We were together when he started. He's gone a long ways, and I can honestly say that he is not only Portland and the Pacific Northwest pride and joy, but also my own personal pride and joy.
Absolutely.
And I wish him all the luck. However, he is against a great champion, probably the greatest champion there ever was, Don. And I don't mean that just softly. I mean that Ric Flair, probably the best world champion that wrestling has ever had. And that is a fact.
Whoever wins tonight, the champion's not going to have any time to rest at all. He's going to be at it Monday, Tuesday, right here. Look at... Oh, what a leapfrog by Flair. Drop kick by
Billy Jack. Oh, what a move by Billy Jack.
Flair is
what a move by both wrestlers.
Flair is dazed. He's got to be
Billy Jack
dazed.
holding on to that headlock. Ric Flair trying to throw him off, but Billy with that tremendous power holding on to that headlock has Flair in trouble right now. I'll guarantee you that.
Oh, Flair's got to be feeling that. He really had his mind set back a few years with that drop kick. He was staggered. He was really dazed on that one.
Billy Jack doing a fine job so far, staying on top of Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. Billy Jack very composed, of course, very intense.
Flair may feel at this moment that his only chance may be just to run the clock out. But,
that's very, very possible. That could be, but of course, you know, that's a long ways to go with those power holds of Billy Jack, Don. So, like I said a while ago, I do sense that Ric Flair is worried a little bit. I really do have that feeling. He feels that. He knows he's in the man's hometown, in his backyard. He knows he's against a powerful man, probably the most powerful man in wrestling today. He's against one of the most determined people that I have ever known, and I'm sure Ric Flair knows this. Billy Jack, now a very, very well-known international star, not only here, I mean everywhere now. Billy Jack in demand all over the world, and Ric Flair knows. And when anybody's in demand like that, he's got to be a threat to his title.
Oh, boy, that was
close.
That was close.
Well, I'll tell you, now with a front face lock on Ric Flair, Billy Jack applying a lot of power. You can see every ripple, every muscle. It's like I said, if Flair has any intentions of trying to run this clock out, that's a long time to go. I mean, you're not in there against an ordinary opponent. You're in there against a powerhouse, like right there.
Yeah.
Billy Jack took a hard jolt into the turnbuckle, and look at Flair's already sagging.
Oh, you bet he is.
And I don't think there's any darn way that he could last the full time limit.
He's just trying to figure out any way he can to get out of that. Now, you know that Flair, the uppermost thing in Flair's mind is he's got to stay away from that full Nelson, or it's over.
You bet. Oh, then it's over because, hey, this is a one fall.
Here we go again.
One fall match.
Oh,
another jolt, and that hurt Billy. But look at that, Billy. Look at that determination. Oh, boy. What more can you say about the man?
Now, you know what it's like to be 1, 2, and
Billy Jack. Billy Jack doing everything. He doesn't care how he wins it. But right now, what Billy is doing, he is holding on to that front face lock, working on that head, which takes a lot out of you, Don. Working on that head and neck. And now, shoulders down again. Ric Flair, boy, I'll tell you, he... no matter how this comes out, you can be assured that Ric Flair will have a very, very sore neck.
He's going to sleep well tonight, probably. There he goes.
Now-
He's going to try it again.
He's doing it again.
Man.
And looks like Billy's going to keep on holding on.
He
Yes,
is.
he does. Oh, yeah. Billy Jack refuses to let go.
Oh, a suplex by Flair.
Flair.
He's still hanging on. Look at Billy.
And Billy still hangs on.
1, 2. Oh, man. Oh, man. Whew. How close can you get with these things? I'm going to have a stroke right here. This is hazardous to my health.
I have to have a drink of water here.
Oh.
That was close.
Oh, the crowd once again. Go, Billy, go. 1.
Don, if Billy wins this match, I swear I'm going to fly right out of the crow's nest right into the ring. I'll tell you. Boy, I'll tell you, what a match. What a fine match we're
I'll
seeing.
tell you one thing. I know my son Derek and his friend Scott, they're going to be in that ring. I think maybe they'll be flying above your head here.
And my son Sean, too. He's getting ready to
Sean's
leap in
going to be there. Yeah, you know it.
Oh, boy. Billy Jack holding on to that front face lock. You've got to have a lot of admiration for the world champion, though. Look, he still came up with a suplex. Now Billy Jack clamps a side headlock, which is not any more comfortable than a front face lock. Especially coming from Billy Jack. Tackle. Oh, boy, Billy. What? Oh, man.
Flair thought he was going to go across the ring, but Billy just dropped right down.
Right
and
down
there goes
and
that
right
headlock
back.
again. Side
He's
headlock.
not wasting any time. What Billy is thinking now, that Ric Flair might want to decide to try to hold on and run this clock out. But Billy Jack, realizing this, hey, why should I leap over? I've got the man hurt. He's down. I'll get that headlock right back on, and that's exactly what he did.
Now, if you don't think that side headlock is being applied with a tremendous amount of pressure, if you can get a shot, if you can take a look at Ric Flair's forehead and the side of his head, it's beat red. I mean, Billy Jack is just, he's turning and making a tomato out of Flair's head. Oh, there's a knee.
Flair with a knee. And this is why he is a world champion, Don. Because he can take this kind of punishment.
That was across
Hard shot across the throat. Ric Flair still hurt, but the champion coming right back now. And now,
Billy's going outside. Look out. They landed on his
Billy
feet. Right back.
right back. Ric Flair had ideas to stall for more time, but Billy comes right back in the ring and says, "No, sir, champ. You're gonna fight me every second of this match."
Because I got the heart. Oh, there's a hard kick.
Little hesitation
And then
on the part of
judo
Billy. A slight mistake.
Oh,
But here comes
reversal.
Billy right back. Oh!
Look at this.
Look at that!
Oh, baby. Crash landing.
Almost hit the ceiling, and Billy Jack has the champion down. The champion does not know what to do now. He is in total confusion. He's tried everything. Nothing has worked. And ladies and gentlemen, it could just be a matter of time right now. The champion in trouble. Billy going to work. He wants that title. He's going after that title.
This could be history in the making in Portland, Oregon. Oh, look at that.
Flipped right over.
Boy, Flair just about nailed himself on that post up there.
Billy Jack staying right on top. Refuses. Shot to the
Billy didn't. He
midsection.
wasn't looking.
Flair with a chop. Billy right back. Knocks the champion down. Billy Jack. I've never seen him so fired up in my life.
Oh, he is
This
really.
is Billy Jack at his best. Biden. Oh, no. Again. A right. A left. A right.
He's giving Flair everything.
Flair a headbutt. A low blow.
Low blow, yeah.
Sandy Barr could not detect that. But in desperation, the world champion with a headbutt. Actually, what he did, Don. Oh, now a little confrontation between Sandy Barr and Ric Flair.
Boy, Flair may get himself disqualified, and of course, that doesn't do Billy any good.
No. Sandy Barr doing a fight. Flair indicating that it was an accident.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Ric Flair.
It didn't look like an accident from here.
Sandy Barr wants to stall for time a little bit to give Billy a chance to recuperate from that low blow. But the champion refuses. He realizes he's going to have to really work Billy Jack over and stop him.
He's got Billy in trouble right now. The
Flying mare by Ric Flair. Ric Flair.
That's too bad. The
He's
champion
going to come
has
up
to.
with an elbow. No, a knee right to the top of the head.
It's too bad the champion has to resort to something like that.
1, 2, and Billy kicks out.
Ric Flair complaining that Sandy Barr wasn't counting fast enough.
Now Billy Jack slowly getting up. Ric Flair seems to be the fresher of the two. Going for the pile driver, which could be the end.
Oh, no, come on.
Pile driver, yes.
Well, I don't know. The way Billy is, he's pumped tonight. It may take more than a pile driver tonight.
1, 2.
Come on. There he goes.
He did it. He got up. Just in the nick of time. Just barely.
Billy is hurting. Billy is hurting. But boy, I tell you, he's got every one of these thousands of fans in here.
Ric
on
Flair
his side.
now right on top of Billy Jack. Ric Flair. Oh, listen to the crowd.
Oh, yeah, we want
This
Billy.
could make a lot of difference very shortly. But
Flair
Billy Jack
just
taking some
pounding
abuse now.
Look at that, just pounding on in there.
And you wonder how Ric Flair could take all that abuse from that front face lock, then the side headlock, come right back and take over. Of course, that is why.
Flair's using that rope.
Yes,
for
he
leverage.
is. 2. Sandy Barr very
caught
wisely
that.
looked up, breaks the hold. Ric Flair is very desperate at this moment.
Oh, you
Don.
bet he is.
You know, let's face it, he knows he's against a strong man,
He's
a
trying
tough
everything
man. He's in his hometown.
Billy's days, he's really staggering.
But we've seen Billy days before.
He's going outside.
Out of the ring goes Billy Jack.
That may be okay. He needs some rest. He needs to recuperate.
As long as Ric Flair doesn't go out after him. Billy Jack slowly getting up, taking his time. Sandy Barr starting the count. Billy Jack anxious to get right back in. Flair now.
That's on a
Elbow
hook.
right to the top of the head by Ric Flair.
Flair feeling pretty confident right now. Oh, there's another elbow right on top of the head.
And now Billy Jack with a shoulder block.
Billy coming out. Look at that.
And a sunset flip.
This may be it.
Yes,
One,
it's 2.
Oh.
And Flair kicks out just in the nick of time. Every person in this crowd was up on its feet.
I have a feeling that we're...
And now a backslide coming up. Billy Jack prevails.
Here we go again.
1, 2. And not quite enough. Not quite enough.
I have a feeling that we're blowing out these audio monitors in the bus, Stan.
Oh, boy. I apologize, but this has got to be the most exciting match that I have ever commentated.
Ric Flair going back to working those judo chops. The throat of Billy. Oh, there's a hard shot right in the... Looks like that was the throat, too. No,
And here's a reversal. Billy Jack with a sleeper hold. And I'll tell you what, if Billy has mastered this hold, there's no way that Ric Flair's going to get out of it. No way. Ric Flair. Billy Jack with a sleeper hold on Ric Flair.
He looks like he's got it clamped in there pretty good.
But Ric Flair somehow...
Oh, how did he do that?
Suplex.
Oh.
That is why he is the world champion, Don. That is a world champion.
I've never seen anybody get out of a sleeper hold.
Right. Especially with the power of Billy Jack. Now both men stunned. Both men on the mat. Both men don't know where they're at. Who will get up first and who will get to who first? So far it looks like Ric Flair. Ric Flair gets to Billy Jack. And a hard chop right to the throat. Side headlock by Ric Flair. Billy Jack. Let's throw off into the rope. Tackle. Coming off the rope. Billy Jack with a roll up. And he's hit 1, 2. And Flair once again in the nick of time.
Oh, I tell you, that took a lot of power on Flair's part to get Billy off of him like that. He just shoved her with his legs.
By this time, I'll bet you Ric Flair wishes he'd never been involved in this match.
He's probably wishing back in Japan.
If his title has never been in jeopardy, it is here tonight, but he's got control right now. This is an elbow. Billy Jack very alertly.
Flair came down, and that mat is pretty hard, my friends. Both men really weary, exhausted. Oh, Billy blocked that.
Billy in a hard right. Sends Flair right down to the mat.
Well, Billy used to be a boxer, and this
Billy now pounding away at that.
Look at this. One right after another. Into the turnbuckle. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Ric Flair now taking a beating. Billy Jack comes alive.
Flair
doesn't know where he's at.
He's in his head's in Fresno right now.
And a 2 count again. Billy Jack Looks like he's got the upper hand once again, and Flair now hanging on. Well, you got to watch this Flair. He can play possum on
Oh,
you.
he did
Look
it
at
again.
that.
He did it again. Brought the knee up.
Right in the solar plexus. Stops Billy Jack. And now Flair's going to take over. What a match.
That didn't have any effect.
And Billy Jack, with a hard chop of his own, sends the champion to the mat.
Oh, baby. There's another shot by Billy right in the forehead. Now back to that side headlock. Oh, look at the champion.
Oh, that leg right over the knee.
Man. He brought that full power right down on Billy's leg, his left leg. Now he's a step over.
Oh, watch out. Watch out.
What's he going to do?
Ric Flair's specialty is the figure 4 leg lock, Don.
Oh, no.
Yes, it is. Ric Flair, very famous for his figure 4 leg lock. And I sense that this is exactly what he's setting Billy up for.
I think Billy senses that too. But there's not a whole lot he can do right now.
Not right now.
He's in a lot of pain in that left leg, especially.
And Ric Flair will take advantage, as he does right there. A hard knee to that upper thigh. And Billy Jack is in trouble. The most trouble he's been in this match so far.
Oh, there it is.
And there's a figure 4 leg lock. Yes.
There it is.
Ric Flair gets the figure 4 leg lock on
Billy's
Billy
not
Jack.
giving up.
But Billy has not given up yet.
I think he's going to let his legs break before he gives up, Stan.
I think Billy will die before he gives up.
Yeah.
However, that's a tremendously excruciating, painful hold.
Oh,
Billy
my
Jack
God.
really in a lot of pain.
Look at
Ric
it.
Flair's specialty, the match, the hold that won him the World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Billy Jack is now in a lot of trouble.
Look at
You know what Billy's trying to do? Billy is trying to turn Ric Flair around.
He may do
And
it.
that takes a lot of power.
He may do it,
because the
Stan.
momentum will take him right to the rope. To force
Oh,
the
my
break.
gosh, look at
Billy
this.
Jack, nobody has ever done that before.
No,
And
nobody.
now it's working the other way. Ric Flair had to let go.
Oh,
Talk about an accomplishment that I have never seen in my 26 years in professional wrestling.
I've never seen anything like that.
Anybody break a figure 4 leg
They're
lock.
going upstairs.
And now Billy Jack,
Oh, now he's going to come downstairs.
body
the hard
slam
way.
all the way across the ring.
Oh, the full
Billy
Nelson.
Jack has the champion in trouble.
He's going for it. Full Nelson. Yes,
This
sir.
is it.
Ladies and
This
gentlemen,
is
this
it,
could be it.
ladies and gentlemen.
This could be.
Ric Flair trying to make it to the rope.
He's trying to get to
Trying
the
to make it to the rope. Billy Jack, the full
The full
Nelson,
Nelson.
his favorite hold. Ric Flair would like nothing better than
He's
to
got
get
him
to
on
the
the
rope.
center of the rope.
But Billy's got him right where he wants him, in the middle of the ring.
Oh.
And I have to say that right now is only a matter of time, and we will see the
better.
new world heavyweight.
Here
Oh,
comes,
no.
what's this?
Here comes
Oh,
Rip
come on.
Oliver. Rip
out.
Oliver.
What is
Rip Oliver
this?
now attacking Billy Jack. And you know what, Don?
Come on.
Rip Oliver.
This can't be. Not in a championship.
Rip Oliver
Not in
has
a world
just.
championship match.
Rip Oliver has just. I can't talk, Don. I can't. I'll tell you, this is too much. Rip Oliver has just ruined Billy Jack's opportunity to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Look at Ric Flair. He can't even stand up. He's out of it. Another 5 seconds. Another 5 seconds, if that long. This match would have been over, and Billy Jack would have been the world's heavyweight wrestling champion.
Have you ever seen anything outside interference like this?
No,
in a
I
world,
haven't,
in a
Don.
world
This
championship
is a
match?
disgrace. I'll tell you what, something will have to be done about it. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen, but Billy Jack, heartbroken. Billy Jack lost his chance. This should not exist. This should not happen. And I'll tell you what, it's a sad occasion for Billy Jack. As far as all these fans are concerned, as far as I am concerned,
He didn't let anybody down.
Billy Jack is, as far as I'm concerned, the heavyweight champion of the world. He had the champion in his full Nelson. There was no way. It was in the middle of the ring. 3 times. Ric Flair. 3 times Ric Flair.
Whoa. Boy, Sandy Barr took care of one.
3
person
times
there.
Ric Flair tried to, some fan tried to jump in the ring. Fans should never do that. Ric Flair tried to get to the ropes. Billy Jack is declared the winner.
But the title does not change.
But the title cannot change hands on a disqualification. This is a deliberate move on the part of Rip the Crippler Oliver. And I'll tell you what, Don, something is going to have to be done about it.
How in the world can somebody like Ric Flair, Rip Oliver, come charging out of that locker room back there through the crowd? Where's the security? Why can't this guy be stopped?
All the eyes were on that Full Nelson. All eyes were on Billy Jack. Oh, God bless you, Billy. He's looking this way.
Yeah, he's really
I'll
depressed.
tell you, this man has never been as ready like he has been tonight. He had the world champion defeated. Like I mentioned before, Ric Flair tried 3 different times to get to the ropes. Billy got him into the middle of the ring where he wanted him, where he had him. And already Ric Flair had completely sagged. He was completely out of it like Rip Oliver was last week. He refused to give up, but he was out of it. It was only a matter of seconds, not a matter of time, a matter of seconds before the match would have been over when Rip Oliver hit the ring, caused the disqualification, and caused Billy Jack not to win the World's Heavyweight Championship.
I think they ought to put Oliver in a squad car and just let this match continue. But under the rules and regulations,
it is over.
It's over.
It is over. It is over now.
Well, that's. I know how Billy is feeling right now. He feels that he's let his fans down, but he hasn't. Billy Jack.
No, Billy Jack has nothing to be ashamed of, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm sure we're going to hear about this shortly. Some action has to be taken, and if I have anything to do with it myself, if I can use any more power like I did before, I certainly will do everything I can. This is a heartbreaking experience for Billy Jack, for myself, for his family, and for all the wonderful fans in the Pacific Northwest. And we'll be back with you later for an interview and after a break.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me none other than the Clan. And Oliver, I'm going to tell you something right now. And I don't care what you say about it. I don't care what you do about it. But I'm going to say it anyway. You said that you would do anything, that you would stoop to you would go to any length to spoil something for Billy Jack. Now let me finish. So I agree, you went to a great length, and I think that you are the lowest crawling creature on earth.
Well, let me tell you, and let me tell everybody in the Northwest one thing. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't give a damn about Ric Flair. That should have been me in that match tonight for the World Heavyweight Champion. Last Saturday night, Billy Jack, I had my feet in the ropes, and he had the Full Nelson on it. The match should have been stopped.
Quit lying.
I don't have to lie, Stage Jack, and don't you run your mouth. This is my interview. I'll do the talking. Ric Flair, Billy Jack, there's no way, brother, that I'm going to let Billy Jack leave here with something that was stole from me. If there's ever been a champion, you're looking at him right here. It should have been Rip Oliver in that ring out here tonight. Don Owen.
Give me that mic. Promoter Don Owen is here.
I'm busting right into this conversation. I'm going in and the office, and I'm going to call the president of the National Wrestling Association and get him out of bed and see if we can't reverse this decision or let Billy Jack have another match Tuesday night, because this was not right. You're not to interfere, and if I have to get a patrol car and haul you all off to jail, you're not going to interfere anymore.
Well, you heard from Don Owen, and I'll tell you what, Mr. Don Owen is a highly respected man in the National Wrestling Alliance, Oliver, so you can be in a lot of trouble. I'll guarantee you that.
I've been in trouble before.
And you'll be in trouble again, I'll guarantee you that.
Shut up, Stage Jack, I'm talking. When I go into the ring, I go in there to win. Like I said, last Saturday night, I was ripped off from my belt. Sandy Bar, you know good and well you should have broke the Full Nelson, because I was in the ropes. Now, if you want to call that, I never give up. You raised my hand 2 times, not 3, and you rung the bell. give Billy Jack my belt, which denied me a chance at the world title tonight. I said I'd go to any limit. Don Owens could call Bob Geigel. He could call President Reagan. He could call ever who he wants to call. He could call the Rajneesh. I don't care. Me and my clan rule the Northwest, and this was my only final shot to prove that I'm capable of being a world champion, and I was robbed out of it last week. Ric Flair, don't think I'm in love with you, boy. It's a long way from that. You got something around your waist that I want, and I'm going to do anything I can to get that belt back around my waist. The Northwest heavyweight belt, I'm not concerned now. I want the world's NWA World Heavyweight Champion, 10 pounds of solid gold, right around the crippler's waist where it belongs. I have proven myself to everybody. I have beaten the top. I have beaten the worst. Anytime I get in the ring.
Oliver, nobody's doubting your ability. It's doing things like that. Why couldn't you wait? Why couldn't you wait for Billy Jack to defeat Ric Flair, and then you would have been the challenger. You would have had your chance. Why did you have to do that?
Because I said, and I'll back up what I say, I would go to any limit to keep Billy Jack from getting that 10 pound of gold around his waist. Because I was ripped off last week. He can bring his daddy down. He can bring anybody he wants to bring down. I'm going to do what I have to do to keep me number one. And as far as professional wrestling goes, number one for the National Wrestling Alliance still remains Ric Flair. Well, Flair, I want you somewhere. It don't matter. I want the belt. I can stand up here and go on and on and on. I did what I felt like I had to do, and it worked. Billy Jack's not leaving with that belt. Don Owens, you come up here saying you're going to call Bob Geigel. You call Bob Geigel.
The man with the power.
Man with the power. The president of the National Wrestling Alliance. If there's going to be a match here Tuesday night, it should be with Rip Oliver, not Billy Jack. I proved that myself. What?
You know what, Oliver? Upon leaving, the only thing you have proven, you think you've really proved something? Do you?
I think I did. Yeah.
Well, you know what I think you proved? You proved one thing, that you're nothing but a low-down hooligan scum.
Man, you've had it before, Stasiak. Don't let your mouth overload your rear end. I'm talking about 10 pounds of solid gold, traveling first class, everywhere in the world. 9 years I put into professional wrestling. 4 years amateur. I've got my whole life tied up in this. And there's no way I'm going to let Stan Stasiak, Billy Jack, Tommy Pritchard, Jerry Gray, or nobody, Ric Flair. He's the main one. He's got the big one. And that's what I want. If there's going to be another title match here Tuesday, it better go be with Rip Oliver. Don Owens, you've suspended me before. You've done everything you could to get me out the Northwest. Will you pull one more string, brother? And I'll guarantee you, I'll bring the stretcher back out, and I'll start back crippling, and I'll cripple every wrestler you got here.
Okay, Oliver, I think we've heard enough of you, and I think we've seen enough of you, so get out of here.
I don't care what you
Okay, we'll be right back with something, I don't know, with more right after this commercial timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, he needs no introduction. We're all proud of him, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure you all agree. In our hearts, he is the heavyweight champion of the world, and that is Billy Jack. Billy, what a fine job you did, but what a sad ending.
I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to holler. I think everybody's seen I had Ric Flair beat in the middle of the ring in a full Nelson, and Rip Oliver hit the ring and done something, gave me a thumb, automatic disqualification. I had promised my dad that I would win the world title. I gave everything for him, everything for my family and my Portland fans, because we're all in the same boat. Billy Jack is no better than anybody else. I'm just trying to make a living in the toughest professional sport in the world. I'm supposed to head back to Florida, then to New York, and so on and so forth. But I am going to say this much. Since I've been in the Northwest, Rip Oliver, you've done about everything to try and cripple me. All these, you got 40 stitches in my head last Saturday. I didn't complain. But now this was the ultimate for Billy Jack to win the world championship in his hometown in front of his father, his family, and his friends. Now you've stood over your bounds, punk. I'm supposed to be headed back to Florida, but the hell with Florida. I'm staying right here, man. But I got news for you. Until I take you out, you're not gonna humiliate me in front of my dad, in front of my family and my fans. And so help me God, I'll run you out of the Northwest and break your neck, brother. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Well, folks, I see Mr. Don Owen standing here. Mr. Owen, do you have anything to add to this? We don't have any breaks. And
I just wanted to say I've talked to Bob Geigel in Kansas City, and he said irregardless of who the championship was going to be held Tuesday night, to rematch, give Billy Jack another chance, and he says... Not only that, but Rip Oliver this week had $3,000 coming, and he said to fine him the $3,000. So Rip Oliver, this just cost him $3,000 right out of his pocket right tonight. Now, not only that, but if we're going to rematch this, I've asked Jaggers to come over here and be handcuffed to Rip Oliver and keep him right back there so there's no possibility of him getting there. And the rest of the boys agreed that they would see that none of the clan got out of the dressing room while this match was on.
Stan, I want to say one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, last week I watched this man right here say something very emotional about his father who's sitting right here. I've never met Mr. Billy Jack Sr., sir, but I'll guarantee you one thing. Tuesday night, Rip Oliver, you aren't going nowhere, Daddy, because you're going to be handcuffed to 260 pounds of me, and if you lift your can out of that chair, I'm going to jam that chair right down your throat, and you'll have to get unfolded when you want to eat. Billy, go out there, Daddy, and for your dad and for these people that supported you all this time, brother,
right.
You win the belt and you get your chance.
You, brother.
Tuesday night.
Thank you very much, John. I want to ask one thing. Since we're going this far, Don, since Oliver he's not even going to be anywhere near the ring, Jagger's going to take care of that. And thanks for giving me the opportunity Tuesday again. Can I ask one special favor? I haven't asked for many. Can Stan Stasiak be the referee to make 100% sure?
thank you very much. Thank you very much. You heard it this Tuesday night. Billy Jack gets his opportunity. There's Billy's father in a wheelchair being tended to by his son, Billy Jack. Anyway, this coming Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Jack in a return match against Ric Flair. No interference on the part of Oliver. He will be handcuffed to Bobby Jaggers. And this came as a surprise to me, but you know darn well I will accept it, and I will be the referee of that match. Thank you. Billy, could I have you for a minute, Billy? Just for one more minute. I wish you all the luck in the world. God bless you. You've done a fantastic job. I want to tell you one thing, though, Billy. We've been good friends, but I have been appointed by the NWA as an official NWA referee. I will be impartial to either you or Ric Flair. I want to do what is right, but you can bet your life that I will do everything in my power to see that justice is done and that there is no interference, and we got a good man in Bobby Jaggers to take care of that.
I love you, Stan. Thank you. I love you, baby. We'll take care of it Tuesday night.
We'll take care of
my
it.
Dad, the Portland fans and my family Tuesday night. Thanks for the second chance. You're going to go down, Ric Flair, and then Oliver, I'm going to run you out of the Northwest because I'm going to stay right here in Portland until I do it.
And so you heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, next Tuesday night, we'll see you right here at the Portland Sports Arena. Get your tickets tonight. Get them tomorrow at the flea market. Get them early because it'll be a guaranteed sellout, and you're going to really see something. And that's something that I'm so happy about because I got the best ringside seat in the house right in that ring.
Well, justice was not done tonight, but it's going to be done Tuesday night. For sure, at least Billy will get an honest shot at Ric Flair once again.
You can bet your life on that.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, matches, both ending in a draw. Mando Guerrero and Mike Miller, and Bobby Jaggers and Ed Moretti.
The big match is coming up. Billy Jack is making his way, as you can tell by the sound of the crowd. Don Owen making his way into the ring, and there is Sandy Barr making his way into the ring. His first appearance as a referee so far tonight. Jimmy Alfie took care of the first two matches. And here comes everybody's favorite. And, of course, mine and yours, Don. How can you deny that?
Our own.
Billy Jack, our own Billy Jack. I'll tell you, what a wonderful athlete, what a wonderful person, and what a wonderful friend.
Now that we have the plane fares paid for the round-trip tickets back east and everything, the prices will be back to normal next Saturday night. Next Saturday night, regular prices. The next event will be the best 2 out of 3 falls or to a TV time limit. A grudge match between Oliver and Billy Jack. Introducing in this corner, 246 pounds from Florida, Rip Oliver. His opponent in this corner, 248 pounds from Portland, Billy Jack.
All right. Well, there has been no indication of this being a title match, but Billy Jack is the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, a belt that he won from Rip the Crippler Oliver 2 weeks ago right here in this arena, in this ring, and right on your screen. Everybody's favorite, Billy Jack. And now this is Billy's chance to get even with Rip Oliver. Everything that has happened doesn't matter anymore. The world champion is gone. He is still the champion. Billy almost had it. As far as everybody's concerned, he did have it. But because of this man that you see in the ring with the blonde hair is the only reason that Billy Jack is not world champion. And talk about feuds, Don. I mentioned it before. We've mentioned it before a year ago. It was the most intense feud in professional wrestling that I have ever witnessed, and I'm sure any wrestler ever has. And it is just a continuation right now. And I'll tell you what, expect to see a lot of action, but we are looking at a much more determined Billy Jack, a much more experienced Billy Jack. Billy Jack has now tasted what it's like to wrestle a world champion, what it's like to have the championship right there in your hand. So there could be a different story this time.
And I'll bet you one thing. I'll bet you that Ric Flair is glad to be out of town.
Oh, you can. I'll guarantee you that, Don. You know, when I was defending my title, I mean, it was tough every night. It is tough. You're always facing the toughest opponents, and you're always facing, a challenger for the world championship. Look at them go at each other, toe to toe. Oh, Billy Jack really going, and Oliver fighting right back. Missing it. Billy Jack. Atomic drop. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Drop kick by Billy Jack. See what I mean? Billy Jack with the experience now, with the confidence now, and the power that he has never, ever lost and probably never, ever will. Because I don't think Billy Jack has really reached his prime yet. I really don't.
He hasn't, but, you know, when he left here last year, he wasn't doing those drop kicks. He was gone. He's down in Florida.
That's right.
And, boy, I tell you, he has improved.
Hey, and the drop kick that he throws a drop kick higher than Hacksaw Sawyer.
Yeah.
Really, he does, and he weighs 250 pounds.
Both men against the ropes right now. Well, you know this is Grudge City. Billy Jack, the most loved. Rip Oliver, the most hated, right here.
But this is professional wrestling, and this is what makes professional wrestling. Billy Jack, of course, a local favorite. His hometown right here in Portland, Oregon. Not giving Oliver a chance at all. He's just staying right on him.
Oh, man, I think... yeah, we talked about setting your clock back. I think Oliver's has been set back right now.
You
into
bet.
there.
Back body drop. And Oliver flies through the air. And it's been all Billy Jack so far. Oliver has fought him back, but he's been on the receiving end most of the time.
There's that devastating side headlock applied by Billy Jack. And you know, Oliver's got to feel like his head's in a vice right now.
Don, you don't know how proud, personally, I am of Billy Jack. I know I've repeated myself time and time again, and one of the most heartbreaking things are going to happen to me because this next week, a week from tonight, will be my last broadcast on this station. I'm going to leave the Pacific Northwest for reasons that I cannot specify on now, and the hardest thing to do will be to part with Billy Jack.
Well, I can't tell you how much everyone is going to miss you, me especially. And this is not the kind of news that any of us like to hear, Stan, and I know that this is not your choice.
It is not my choice, Don, and I will miss you, and I'll miss all these wonderful people. As my heart will always remain here. I have to head back east for better opportunities, and like I said, it's not by choice. We will not specify now. We're just going to hope that Billy Jack does well with Oliver tonight and defeats him. I would like nothing better because this match means a lot to Billy. This man has caused him a lot of pain, a lot of aggravation. But Billy Jack is staying right on top.
That's a part of you right there, Stan.
Well,
it's a part of you and Billy Jack.
It always will be.
Look at that.
Don, I find it very hard to find words right now, but I am proud of my boy, and he'll always be my boy.
Oh, yes, indeed. And I'm sure he'll always think of you as the man that really gave him that helping hand and that guiding light when he really needed it.
Well, he's got it now, and I'll tell you, I have so much faith in him, and I just know that one of these days, no matter where I'm at, I will hear about Billy Jack winning the world title. And that will be even a prouder moment in my life. But Billy, you know, being very, another thing I've noticed about Billy, he is a very angry and bitter man, towards Rip Oliver. But you know what? He is keeping his cool because if you recall, before Billy left here, that used to be one of his downfalls.
Right.
He'd let his temper get carried away with him. He'd get himself disqualified. He'd get carried away and lose matches. But Billy is a much more composed wrestler now. Oliver is getting the advantage now.
Oh, right in the eyes.
Oh, yes, see?
Right in the eyes.
Yes.
Come on.
Oliver's going to take a lot of advantage of him.
That was a thumb.
Billy's going to have to take a share of punishment, pay the price. But I'll tell you what, we haven't heard the last of him yet. These two have met many times before, and I feel that this is not the end. And I'll tell you what, when Billy Jack cuts loose, Oliver's going to know it, but then it works the other way around, too. Oliver with the advantage now. You have to give a lot of credit to Rip Oliver, not for what he's done to Billy Jack, causing him to lose the championship, but for his effectiveness in the ring against any opponent.
No!
Oh my
man,
gosh.
Did you hear that?
Billy Jack hit, that turnbuckle extremely hard.
He about put that ring on the parking lot.
Yes, he did, and it just jolted, and Billy Jack is in a lot of pain. He's in trouble now, and Oliver is really taking advantage. He hit that. Oh, boy, did he get flung into that turnbuckle.
He really did.
As hard as I've ever seen anybody.
Billy's back is red there where he hit that turnbuckle. Now, Oliver.
And look at Billy fighting right back. Yes,
Billy
Jack fighting back. Here comes his experience as a boxer. And Oliver hanging onto the ropes, and Billy going after him right now.
Oh, man, you know those are taking their toll, having an effect.
And I'll tell you what, Don, both of them, Billy Jack and Oliver, two fine athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, kick right to the midsection. Billy Jack.
Right in the solar plexus by Billy Jack.
Taking over. Yes, the fans all behind our own Billy Jack. Billy Jack is stomped to the midsection. Oliver in pain. Squirming around that ring.
I think Billy's opened that cut on Oliver's forehead there. There's another hard chop. Boy, those chops really sting. There's a back body. No, he's going for that.
Oh, yeah. That shoulder jolt.
Yeah, the belly breaker.
Yes, you bet. That's a good name for it, Don.
Oh, that is exactly it.
And now Billy Jack is going to come off that second rope.
This could be our first fall.
That could very well be. 1, 2,
That's it.
and 3.
Yes, sir.
And Billy Jack takes the first fall over Rip Oliver in impressive fashion. And what a battle it has been. And this is only the first fall. There's a lot more to come.
Bet, and don't go away. We'll be back with that lot more right after this.
Yeah, first one way and then the other. And Don, before we start again, there's only one thing in my mind. I'm going to miss this. This is the hardest time in my whole entire life, not only wrestling career, the hardest time in my life to have to make a decision that I have made and leave the Pacific Northwest probably for good.
Oh, I don't think it will be, Stan. I just have a feeling that it's not going to be.
Well, anyway, let's just keep our fingers crossed that Billy Jack continues. He gave us a little look here, and very confident, Billy Jack. He did, I was going to say failed in his attempt, in his bid for the world champion. He didn't fail.
No.
He did not fail. It's just that circumstances prevailed. Circumstances that shouldn't have
there's one of the
happened.
circumstances right there.
You bet. And there's a lot at stake in this match. This match means a lot to both wrestlers. Rip Oliver knows what he's done, and he knows the capabilities of Billy Jack, and he sure found out in that first fall, and I can guarantee you he'll find out in this second fall. Of course, don't forget, Rip Oliver, a very rough customer, will resort to anything, any means to win a match, to cripple, to hurt, to do whatever he has to do.
Look at that.
Billy, of course. Oh, Oliver realizing now, And now Billy with a kick. Billy just very aggressive tonight, extremely aggressive.
Oh, he wants Oliver in the worst way, and he wants to make it the worst way.
Right.
Into the ropes. Coming off. Back. No.
There's a bear hug. That can be very, very effective on the part of Billy Jack. Yes, that could be a submission with Billy Jack's power, because a lot of men... Oh, look at the pressure that Billy Jack is applying. You can just see it on Oliver's back.
Oh, yes. He's grinding.
Rubbing those knuckles into that spine, applying a lot of pressure. And Oliver, it's going to take its toll. You can rest assured that it's sapping a lot of energy out of Rip the Crippler, Oliver. Oliver, of course, a tough customer. But Billy Jack holding on very stubbornly to that bear hug. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to get bear hugged by Billy Jack. That's the last one you want to get bear hugged by.
No.
Billy applying a lot of pressure. Oliver, of course, we know, a tough individual, a tough customer.
Oliver trying to resort to about anything now, grabbing the...
Oliver using a move to get out of it. Desperate. Billy the fresher of the two, however. And Billy just wants to punish now, Billy was in position for a full Nelson, but he just wants to punish Oliver.
Yeah.
He wants to just keep going on him and going on him. He wants to completely...
He's thinking back to last Saturday night.
You bet. That's right.
You bet. He wants to just inflict some pain here on Oliver, and just as a reminder.
That's right, Don. And despite of all the how much what's happened in the past, this has been a tremendously enjoyable match. Because Billy Jack has had the advantage most of the time.
Look at that.
There's a thumb.
You knew he had to resort to that.
And you can imagine, Don, I've specified the effect of that thumb so many, many times. Yeah. And, like I said, when he hits you, Billy Jack is not an ordinary man. He's got muscles all over. And to be able to double him up with a thumb like that, you realize how it's like. That's a bear hug again by Billy Jack. Billy Jack just insisting on putting him away with the bear hug. Applying a lot of pressure.
Well, he's got to stay away from that thumb, though.
He's got to stay away from the thumb also. He's got to remember, too, despite of his great physical condition, if you can't put a man away with a bear hug right away, fast enough, you could sap out some energy out of yourself, too. And let's hope that's not happening to Billy right now. Not taking anything away from his power, but he is exerting and using up a lot of energy. Of course, it's taking its toll on Oliver, but like I said, Oliver is no ordinary man himself. And Billy says, okay, I'm going to break clean. Don't worry about it.
But he had to get that in there.
You know what, Don? Maybe it was mental telepathy because that's what I was hoping he'd do. Billy Jack, boy, doing a fantastic job. He's giving Oliver quite a beating here tonight. Almost had him 2 straight.
That was all Oliver could do was to kick out of that. That was all he could do. There's a hard smash and that bear hug again. The bear grind. There's the thumb. There's the thumb.
Very effective.
Now, Sandy Barr suspects, but, you know, he's got about 18 yards of tape on that thumb. That thumb in itself is a weapon.
Plus, he's a very, very powerful. He got powerful fingers.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, really working on Billy's side. Billy in a lot of pain now. Sandy Barr really questioning Oliver. Sandy realizes what's going on, but he's got to see it.
Look at the crowd. The fans are telling him.
Sure. Here he comes.
Oh, that was right in the forehead.
That's in the forehead, and I know what that can do. I've been on the receiving end many times before. He's working on some of the old wounds that Billy's got on his head.
Oh.
You know what Oliver's got on his mind. He's got on his mind to open him up if he can.
Yep.
He's got on his mind to bloody him up if he can.
There he
goes.
goes.
He's working on that forehead. That's right. That's all he's got on his mind.
There's the thumb again.
Yes. See, he wants Billy Jack hurt. He's
Billy's got to be careful.
That is worse right now. This is where he is dangerous. Sandy Barr having a tremendously hard time with him. There he goes again.
There he goes again. See, Sandy.
Billy
Jack went
I hope he's all right.
Boy,
Billy Jack went straight backwards, right on the back of his neck. He's moving up slowly. I think he's going to be all right. I hope that's how Hacksaw Sawyer received this concussion. I'm sorry.
And that's how Billy got hurt last week, you know.
That's correct. That's right. And now look at Oliver. He's taken off out of the ring right now. And
he's not going out there to help him.
Further damage. I just hope he doesn't try to run his head into the post. Billy Jack is opened up again, bleeding from the forehead. Oliver very proud of his accomplishment. Very obvious about it. Merciless man. Very vicious, very aggressive wrestler. Rip the Crippler Oliver. Billy Jack getting aid at ringside. I hope he can hear the count. I just hope he can hear the count. He's taken quite a beating. He landed on his head backwards. Sandy Barr now has to stop the count. You've got to stay either in the middle of the ring or in a neutral corner. Otherwise, the count starts all over again, and he's got till 20. But Oliver knows this.
Oh, come on. Not in it.
No, Billy did the smart thing.
He took a shot.
He got him again into the post.
Right on. He caught that on the top of the head.
Right.
Top of the forehead.
Bleeding profusely. Now the fans coming alive with that fan power, and how well I know what that can do to you.
The blood is in Billy's eyes right now. Oliver, look at the look on Oliver's face. Oh, he loves this. There's a stomp to the top of the head. Boy, Sandy Barr.
Yes, Sandy being very aggressive with Oliver. Billy Jack trying to shake the cobweb. He's hurt. He's bleeding. He's been there many times before, Don, though. We've seen him many times before. But he needs to come back on Ripon. I look at Oliver viciously biting at that wound on top of his head. And now Sandy Barr once again giving him a stern warning. Oliver, the saddest that he is, you can tell that he's enjoying every minute of this. Now going out on the other side, and he's going to take battle to Billy Jack again and cause more damage. Gets him from behind, from the blind side, of course.
And he's
going to
body
slam him on right on the floor. Billy tried to land as much as he could on his feet, but he landed on the small of his back also. And Billy is in a lot of pain. He is bleeding. His back is hurt. He's taken a severe beating. Oliver showing absolutely no mercy. He's one fall behind. He knows that he cannot lose this match. He cannot lose another fall. Oliver now grabbing a chair, going after Billy Jack, and rams him right across the back and across the head with that chair. And Billy Jack down again.
That is
Oliver, extremely aggressive. I know what you're thinking, Don. I'm thinking the same thing. What can you do about it? You're up against a maniac, and I'm talking about Rip the Crippler Oliver. Billy Jack is not moving very much. He took two hard shots from the chair, one on the back and one right on top of the already wounded head. Sandy Barr ready to tangle with Rip Oliver now. And that's good, you know. I think Sandy's using his head. A lot of people criticize Sandy Barr for his refereeing. What I think he was doing right there is trying to stall for time to give Billy Jack a chance to recuperate faster and maybe come back and whip Rip Oliver. But he's in bad shape now. But we know what Billy Jack can do. We've seen him many times before.
Oh, here we go again.
Oliver again now.
Oh, a
hard shot. Billy in the ring now. Quite helpless. At least that's the way it appears right now.
Oh, he's going to use that top rope to choke him.
Right.
Oh, and he
breaking across the forehead, Don.
He's opened up all those the wounds and the scar tissue on Billy's forehead. And Sandy Barr is taking a look at that. And now look at that. Oliver won't even let him alone.
Right. Sandy, I mean, hey, don't be surprised if Sandy doesn't lay one on him. But Oliver going pounding away at the guy. Billy comes back with a hard right.
Oh, that one had it.
Billy for you. He never quits. Now with a kick. Kind of looks like a low blow.
Well,
now behind there, but Oliver fighting back. Billy bleeding profusely.
Oh, there's a thumb again.
There's a thumb again.
And Billy is really in trouble now. He's hurt. He's dazed.
Oliver denying everything.
Oh,
the fans are raised. Billy Jack in bad shape. Taking the count from Sandy Barr. Oliver going to come off the rope. Right on the back of the neck. Oliver very aggressive now. He senses victories. He wants to even this match up. Billy Jack owns the first
I doubt
ball.
if Billy can even see him. He's got...
Billy Jack is in a daze. He probably doesn't know where he's at.
No, he's got blood in his eyes.
Strictly on instinct. And I hope the instincts can take him and so he can lay a couple of haymakers and stop Oliver right now.
Sandy may call this.
Sandy really checking that wound on the top of the head. He's bleeding profusely. I wouldn't be surprised Sandy could stop this match because of blood. It's
well, if Oliver would leave him alone.
Fighting.
Look at that. Come on. He's an animal in there.
He's a total
animal. Into the rope.
Oh. A clothesline. And now Oliver going for the pin. 1, 2. Billy kicks out. Whether that's good for Billy or not, Oliver took something out of his trunk and rams it into his throat. Oliver pulled something out of his trunk. I saw it fall. Oliver is eating this match up, but he did pull something out of those trunks and hit Billy in the throat.
What happened to the tape on his thumb? What happened to the tape on his thumb?
I have no idea, Don. I don't.
Maybe it was something in that tape. Did
the tape come off?
I don't know. Well, it came off
something
somewhere.
Happened. The tape is not on the thumb. Oliver reached into his tights, got something out, hit Billy Jack in the throat, and even this match up.
Billy is really in a lot of pain right now. And of course, that makes Oliver, you know.
Oh, sure. I am totally confused as to what happened. All I know is that this match is even up at 1 fall apiece, and we'll be back later on to see the third and final fall of this match. Let's hope that Billy is good enough to continue. Oliver gets one more shot.
I know that.
Upon leaving, Billy Jack very hurt, Don.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. You don't know, Don, how much this hurts me to see because I love Billy Jack as a person, as a friend.
Sandy's going to check that.
More like a brother to me, and to see him this way, it really bothers me. Especially, you know,
Sandy's going to check that.
I just hope he's going to be all right, you know.